Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad you can make it. And we're here, kind of. Bill's not here today, as you probably read in the chat. He's not feeling good.
He's feeling crappy.
Crappy, yeah. And Bill's not here anyway.
I'm hearing an echo, Claude.
I'm hearing it too. Yeah. It's probably on Dennis's.
Hey, Bill, you don't have monkeypox, do you, Bill? No.
Yeah, monkeypox.
No monkeypox.
Yeah, that's what it'd be. Well, Steve, why don't you read off the lineup here? Looks like
All righty, I'll start from the bottom. We got Schuylkill River Valley. John, good morning. We got Sparky. How was the meet and greet over in Strasburg? We got Roy Hardwick, Container Man 68. We got Rob T-Man, Almar. Let's see. We had Sheep Boy, John Tanzillo. Hillbilly Railroad. Hillbilly, what's your first name?
Scott.
Scott. Okay, we got Scott.
I got to remember that.
I won't remember it. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody.
I think you got.
I think so.
I think I missed a John. We had a couple of Johns. John Tanzillo. We got Schuylkill River Valley John. Are you John 1 or John 2? We get a lot of Johns in here.
Yeah. Kind of like a house of ill repute.
Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody.
Anyway, we wanted to know if anybody could guess where Dennis was.
He's in an undisclosed location.
So see if you can guess where he's at. We won't tell you. He's not at home. Let's put it that way.
I'm not in my train room.
And not in the train room.
But I don't know what we're going to talk about this morning. Oh, giving a tour.
Yeah, you walk around, walk upstairs and show them the layout.
Yep.
Oh, Bernard just came in. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, Bernard.
Pat Valley's here. Good to see you guys. And John's here. Grandpa Rails is here.
Hey, John.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm fully awake yet. But anyway.
Well, you guys, you were
good to see everybody, and we were talking before the show about Steve's adventures with his locomotive.
Oh God, don't make me go over that again.
Well, I can tell him about the garage door and walk myself out of the house.
I missed it all, so you got to do it all.
Yeah, mine would take the whole show.
Well, condense it.
Condense it.
Yeah.
Everything that can go wrong is going wrong.
I condensed it.
Yeah.
It's one of those days where you wish you just stayed in bed, right?
Well, no, a couple days ago, I was ready to push this thing off and just say, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, third degree burns on the palm of my hand. That was nice.
Really?
Tell them how that happened.
I was on my probably 8th test steam up on the thing, and I had the thing up on blocks on the back of it so the drivers could spin. And they were just sitting there doing this thing, and I'm working on the injector. Next thing I know, I hear this clunk, and it's running off the end of the stand. So it vibrated off the block. So I had a millisecond to react. I mean, it just happened so fast. It's like, okay, it's going to run off the end of the thing. And I grab it to keep it off. And I grab the manifold with my hand. And the only thing hotter on that thing is the firebox. So I fried the inside of my hand. But no, I've had injector issues, throttle issues, burns. I have to replumb pretty much the whole water system. I put the throttle valve fried. The one that John had is I don't know where he got it. It's made in Italy, and stupid thing was no good.
That's just a regular ball valve.
Yeah, apparently. You know, I
I've seen the ones
thought
from.
he should have known that anyway. But I got what I thought was a steam rated ball valve at my local store, and I pulled the old one out, and I'd have to show you, but if you look, I'll have to do an update. But in the smoke box is like about that big around, and with all the plumbing coming out of the, you know, for the steam and going down into the cylinders, there's not a lot of room to work to get that valve out. And I spent probably the better part of 3 or 4 hours pulling that valve out, replumbing it, putting a new valve in. I get it all set up and fire up again. That's when it tried to take a trip off the end of the ramp. So I got it back in, and the problem was having with the ball that went bad. The valve that went bad was I was in neutral and I was still getting steam to the cylinders, and I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I couldn't shut the thing down, and that's when I found out the valve was bad. So I replaced the valve, put a new one in, spent all that time, fired up, and it's still doing the same thing. The wheels are still spinning. It's like this is crazy. And I'm reaching out to everybody on the live Steam pages to find out what the hell's going on. Why is this doing this? And you know, nobody can figure it out. And it's like, okay. And then I'm sitting there running through my head. Okay, what did I do wrong? Why is this thing going? And I'm figuring out. And all of a sudden, it was like, wait a minute. I put the valve in upside down.
Oh, wow.
So I wasn't even thinking. So when I was pulling the throttle handle out, I was shutting the valve off. It was really stupid because you know, crossways is off, up and down is on. You know, I wasn't even thinking that when I put it in. And so it's like, okay. That's the problem with the throttle. I put it in upside down.
So you got to take it out?
This one out, and this is the one I bought. Isn't high temperature rated. It's a high temp valve, but I needed a steam rated valve. So I spent $60, 50 plus shipping for steam rated 5,000 pound, 500 degree steam valve, which will work. So hopefully that will solve the throttle issue. The injector, I mean, I'm feeling like a real idiot doing this thing because I get the injector. I put it up on my last update. I had to relocate the injector because it doesn't like being in the cab because they get hot up there and the injectors are really finicky. So I figured that's why it wasn't working. So I pulled it all off. We lost.
Fell off.
So I pulled all the plumbing off for the injector, replumb it down to the side, which is down lower here, which is really a better location anyway. Replumbed it, and the thing still didn't work. And so I'm reaching out again to everybody else. Nobody can figure it out. It's like these eccentric engineer injectors are pretty bulletproof. Like I was telling Claude, there's not a lot of moving parts to them. So there's not a lot to fail. They should, you know, as long as they're not too hot, they should work fine. So a buddy of mine says, well, you've got it plumbed into the back head check valve, and they don't really like a lot of angles for the water to go in. And I've got a couple of 90 degrees to get around my reverse quadrant. So he said, well, plumb it straight into the check valve in the front of the boiler and see if it works. So I did that. Still didn't work. And it's like, okay, maybe I got a bad injector. I don't know. And it's like, okay, well, I've gone through all my plumbing my tube fittings, replumbing all this thing. So I've got to order some more. So I'm online with eccentric engineers to order more tube fittings for for the injector, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. The steam and the water have two different tube connectors, and I'm looking at them. When I pulled them off, I had them reversed. So I had I was getting too much steam and not enough water. So it's like, oh man. So I ordered that back up. So I'm hoping that will solve the injector. I had to reorder another 20 feet of 3/16 tubing because you can't buy that off the shelf. So I'm back to square one with half the plumbing on the locomotive that I got to redo. But I was ready to just say, I'm done with this. I'll do it in another lifetime. And Chris said, you're trying to do in a year what it's taking guys 30 years to learn how to do.
I mean, you don't know what you're doing.
Mm.
You have no one there to guide you.
Yeah.
You gotta reach out to the groups.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're not there with you, so they don't know what's going on. I mean, they can give you an idea, but I mean, you're doing a good job. You keep the course, man. I mean,
well, my problem is I put myself under a deadline with getting this thing done for the triennial, and
it's just not happening, right?
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's not happening, and just realize that and take it with you because it's still something to look at.
Yeah, I'll go up there probably for a weekend. 3 or 4. I was telling Claude, I'll 3 or 4 days. Take it up there, and I probably, there's enough people up there that can help troubleshoot it. But at least I got a nice looking caboose and boxcar.
Anderson said I should come over and help you with the plumbing.
I wish you would.
I wouldn't know what I was doing on that. Steve would look like a scientist compared to me on that.
Man. But good news is the trucks are being machined for the tender. They're almost done. So that's a good thing, and it doesn't leak. It's been full of water for a week, and it's not leaking. So,
are you going to? Do you still need to paint that?
Yeah.
Or you think you'll paint it before you go, or not?
No, because I'm waiting to paint it for my trucks because I want to paint the trucks to match the wheels on the locomotive. And I've got a really limited amount of this paint. And I got enough paint, I can mix it up and make one application. So I can't paint this and then mix up some more and paint the truck. So I got to do it all at the same time.
Gotcha.
So I got to wait till I get my trucks back. And but they're probably 90% done. They're going to look really good, but I can't put the wood on the tender till I get it painted. So I'm kind of waiting on that, but it's not going to get painted. I just wanted it running by the triennial, but it's just not going to happen. Yeah. But it was fun to try to do it one-handed with 3rd-degree burns on the palm of my hand.
I laugh because I've done it too many times.
Oh, and I couldn't tell my wife that because she said she think it's funny, first of all. And she thinks I'm accident prone anyway. So, I can't tell her that, but all I could think of was I got to grab something, it happened so fast. It's like, don't grab the drivers, grab something. And I'm glad I didn't rip the manifold right off the boiler. That would have been a bad thing.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the same thing happening about 8 years ago when John and I were down at the local train park firing up his Allen 10-wheeler. And normally, when you're smart, you'll stick, C-clamps underneath the drivers so that they don't roll off the tables.
Well, now you know.
Now you know. And we didn't do it with his. And it was sitting there just, it was in neutral, firing up. All of a sudden, drivers just go into full blast, spinning like crazy, and it's running off the same kind of thing. And we both grab it to keep it from running off the end of the transfer table. And he never knew why all of a sudden that thing just took off.
Well, Rob says just took the beer car up to someone else's train and enjoy the trip around the railroad.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I do too. I didn't think of that, but that's a good idea, Rob.
I didn't either. That's a great idea.
Better just bring a big cooler and hop on somebody's train with it.
Hell, if it's not running yet, I can put a big ice chest in where the propane tank should be.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Sit on top of there. I won't care. I'll just, after a couple of six-packs, I won't care. Won't be able to fall off. No, that's a good idea. I'll hook it to the back of Tim's train.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. What did Roy say here? Steve needs a 7-inch scale Pete with the low boy with rails on it so he can haul the steam loco around the campground.
Yeah.
On the back of the trailer.
Hey, there's a job for you. Build a small truck, Roy, and that's a good idea.
Yeah.
They build those mini trucks. I've seen them on YouTube.
I've seen them. Yeah, RC trucks, heavy equipment, RC heavy equipment.
Sure.
Claude, are you going to the triennial?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'll be there right after it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to spend the time at Train Mountain with that many people there if it was going to be my only time to be there. So I wanted to, I'm sure there'll be enough people left over from the triennial that'll still be there.
Yeah,
that I'll see some stuff. So I'm not worried about that. But I wanted to see Train Mountain and spend time with Steve more than be around a whole bunch of people.
Right.
So,
the bad thing about you guys coming out, Claude, now all of a sudden we're doing a mad dash of house cleaning and fixing.
See, that's why Brenda wanted you to tell Sheila earlier.
Oh my God. It's like, they don't care. So, yeah, we're doing, well, but anyway.
I don't know if anybody's guessed yet where Dennis is. I don't think I think I'll give up.
I don't even think they tried.
Well, Dennis is actually at my house, and I went up and the room that he's stayed in last night, I pulled all the sheets off and made the bed and cleaned the bathroom and all that stuff. And I made a point of calling my wife, who's in Florida, getting ready to get on a cruise ship, that I had done that. And she was very thankful. I knew she'd be worried about that if she knew he was coming, which she did. So I called her to put her mind at ease, because I know how women are with that kind of thing. They get crazy. And they don't want people to see their house being lived in. They want it to look like it's on a showroom floor.
Yeah.
I can understand,
I like a house that looks lived in and you're comfortable.
Yeah.
And in answer to John Tanzillo's, he says, if I ever thought of just building some track around your property to run your train, there's lots of live steam people around Central Texas that have done that. When I bought this place in '96, that's the first thing I did was stake out where my railroad was going to be. So I know exactly where it was going to be. Unfortunately, the cost is crazy to build track. By the time you do the rail, the ties, the ballast, the grading, you're looking at about $10 a foot. So it just the cost is just insane. That's why most people don't do it. I would love to. If I hit the lottery, I'd love to.
Anderson says that's why he doesn't invite people over, so he doesn't have to clean up, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Now you know why I waited so long to tell her you were coming. I just spent the last 8 months cleaning. I never got this done.
Well, that's the same reason I told you don't be cooking dinner for us, because we'll take you guys out to dinner when we get there, and that way she didn't have to deal with the kitchen while she's there.
Well, we do the jet boats. There's dinner there because they take us down to the barbecue. We're going over to the coast to see the
redwoods.
The redwoods. So we'll eat somewhere out there. So that's one day. One day we're going to Train Mountain. So yeah, there's not going to be a lot of cooking time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you said something about having having Brenda cook, and she said she would, but I'm not going to make her do that on vacation. I learned that a long time ago when we took my parents'
Steve, you
trailer
need to
out
make
camping.
Claude have you cook a steak because Claude knows how to grill a steak.
Oh, yeah.
Those were pretty good last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind did you use?
They're having like a bachelor party over there.
Yeah, kind of. Since the wife's not here, it was just me and the dogs and Dennis.
Did you run some trains?
No, actually we didn't. I did show
We
him my
ran a
new
cattle
sidecar.
car. We ran a cattle car. That's about it.
Yeah. But no, he got to see the layout and stuff, and you know, we could go up and run trains after the show today if he wants to.
Hey, good morning.
I don't have a lot of the track clean, so
we
I
got
don't know how
somebody
well to
called
run.
Wigwag Workshop. Good
That's,
morning.
his name is Steven. Hey, Steven.
Hey, you can
Yeah,
always,
Steve.
I
How long
found
you
you
looking
can,
for?
you can always trust somebody named Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, to burn their hand.
It's a mess.
I never met a Steve that was a hole.
I don't know about that. How long you staying for, Dennis?
Do what?
How long you staying?
Oh, I'll be going back this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just
he's
happened
gonna
to be in Oklahoma City, which is only like an hour and a half away.
Gotcha.
And since I did win one of those bids on the auction we did,
Oh, you
saved
picked it up.
a little bit of shipping cost.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
And
and
I
that
got-
reminds me, you saying that reminds me, I don't think I've seen Fred Wilden here. Fred, if you watch this later, send me your email. And
Hey,
I've put my email on here to send it to in past shows, but I've got your item here that you bought, and I need your email so I can get your address and all that stuff and send you a funds request and send it to you.
hey, I just noticed that Shannon is lurking in chat.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
he was on there. I put the thing up there earlier.
I didn't.
He
Well,
said
hi,
the boys
Shannon.
were asleep, so he's not going to come on
He
on
missed
video.
it.
But did everyone hear about model railroad hobbyist moving to the Tulsa area from Oregon?
What is that? Model Railroad.
Model Railroad Hobbyist is a magazine, isn't it? I've heard of that.
Are they a White River publication?
Well, White River Publications over in Missouri, not all that far from here, but and they do a lot of those publications.
Hmm.
And I would have thought they would have been out of White River also, but I don't know if they are or not.
Yeah, I think I've gotten that magazine before. It's a good magazine.
Yeah, I've seen it on the newsstand before. I've never had one, bought one, and read it, but
Yeah, it's a little better than like Model Railroader.
yeah, Model Railroad is pretty generic with what they show on there. Model Railroad Craftsman's a good magazine, and I think the Hobbyist is very similar to Craftsman, you know. But no, they're an online publication and they are their own. Okay.
Hey, good morning, Eric. Eric from Watch Trains Now. How are you?
And Roy, I'm going to put Roy's up here just so I can read it before it scrolls.
Eric, you need to get your internet fixed so we can get you on the show.
Who's Eric?
No problem, Dennis.
Eric
I'm
is
not Dennis.
Watch
Roy.
Trains Now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like
Um,
this channel. He works on the N scale stuff.
Oh, I learned so much from you, Eric. It's
got
not
a
even
good
funny.
Yeah.
yeah, Dennis, no problem. I've got it packed away in the closet upstairs, so it's in the air conditioning and it'll be safe up there. It won't get bumped around or anything. So all that stuff's up there, and whenever you get here is good. So
What's in the closet?
yep. The stuff that he got, the layout and stuff he bought at the sale we had.
Who?
Roy.
Oh, Roy.
Yeah, Roy bought all that stuff. He made a very generous offer for it all. So a lot of in fact, I'll kind of explain a lot of the stuff that didn't sell. Some of the rolling stock and stuff that people didn't even bid on. I just threw in with Dennis's stuff because he made such a good offer for the layout. that I put a lot of that stuff in there. So we're not going to have another
Roy.
sale.
You mean Roy? You keep
You mean
calling
Roy?
Roy,
Dennis.
I kept seeing Dennis, don't I?
Yeah, you keep
Roy.
calling Dennis Roy. It sounds like Dennis's stuff is.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there was another Dennis in the chat that I
No,
didn't know yet.
no. Seeing Roy's telling me I said Dennis again. That's what happens when words come out before you pass them through your brain.
Yeah.
Happens to me all the time.
But no. Anyway, Roy, you can come down anytime to get that, and it'll be here safe. So when you get here, you get here. Say again.
It fit in the closet.
Oh yeah. Well, I took it apart. I pulled the modules apart.
Oh. Okay.
And so they fit in a space about that deep, from the wall out. And the module's only like 18 inches wide.
Okay.
And some of them are maybe 2.5 foot. One of them's about maybe 30 inches long is the longest one. And the rest are shorter than that. So they fit in there real easy. But I wanted to get them in the air conditioning and not out in the garage, staying out in the garage because summer coming on. Even though I've got an insulated garage, it's not air conditioned out there. So, Bernard bought the Challenger that I had. He videoed the unboxing of the Challenger. Well, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, I will too.
Thank you, Bernard, for saving me the money.
I hated to give that engine up. It's a nice looking engine. It really is, and it's just a little bit too big for the radius. I mean, it worked on the radiuses, but it's still just a little bit too big for the size of my layout. I mean, you put that thing on the track, and you can only put 3 cars behind it because then it goes loop to loop. It's such a long engine, but I'm glad somebody's going to get some use out of it. Anyway, I was going to say something else and I've forgotten what it is.
You were gonna tell them about your garage door episode.
Oh, okay. So the wife has left to go on a cruise with her sister, and they were in Florida for a couple of days before they get on the ship. They get on today, I think. But I went out yesterday because I had to go buy steaks and beer for Dennis coming, and
so he means Dennis, not Roy.
Yeah, Dennis, not Roy. And so I go to get in the car, and I'm pushing the button to open the door, right, the garage door, and it's not opening. And I'm like, what the heck? And I keep pushing it, and it's not working. I thought the panel had gone out or something. So I tried the third garage door, which is a single garage door where my wife's car's parked, and it was working fine. So I thought, what the heck's going on? So I get out, and I go to the wall, push the button on the wall, and it looks like the opener is trying to open it, but it's buckling up because it can't lift the door. It doesn't want to lift the door up. I'm like, something's jammed up here. Well, I get to looking, and one of the springs had broken. And because it's a double door, it's heavy enough, but then these houses in this neighborhood, all the doors have wood cladding on the outside. So it makes them 3 times as heavy as what they normally would be. So it's not going up without the spring working.
Yeah.
So I get out and I come in and I call the garage door company and got them coming out this afternoon to fix it. And they said, well, do you have a car trapped in the garage? And I said, yeah, but I've got my wife's car. I can still get out with that one. And so we made the appointment and stuff. And I go out there and I grab the key fob for hers. It's a fairly brand new Acura. Has no ignition key, right? Just uses the fob, and you got to have it on your person to start the car. And I go out there, and the thing won't even unlock the door. So I'm going, oh man, the battery's dead on this thing. Well, I had no idea how to get into it at the time, but I call my son-in-law to come over. Reno lives a few miles from us, and he's going to take me to the grocery store. So he comes over, and I go out the third door, and I'm getting ready to hit the panel on the outside to shut the door, and I realize that if I do that, I can't get back in because the panel only opens the big door. Well, the spring's broke on it, so it's not going to open. And the gates are locked, and the back door's locked, and the front door's locked, and I don't have a house key on me. And so if I'd have shut that, I'd have been locked out of the house. So I did luckily remember to before I shut the door to go back in the house and get the garage door opener so I could open that door again when I got back. But it almost was a total mess. But anyway, I got the battery changed on the fob so I can use her car now. And
Did you get an extra key hidden out in your yard now so you can get back in?
I will, yeah, I will definitely give that some consideration.
Oh, do more than consider it.
Yeah. Well, when I had my truck out there, I had some place easy to hide it, but I don't really have any place out there that's not obvious. So I hate to put a key out there, but
oh, there's always a place to hide them.
Well, just put it in your pocket. Never leave home without it.
yeah. Well, you know, normally I've got my car keys with me. That's got it on there. But I'm, you know, 99 times out of 100, I'll go in and out the garage door. I don't go out the front door.
Yeah.
So it was almost a real mess.
Yeah.
But it was like one thing after another. I couldn't, you know, I couldn't get out with the garage door, and then I couldn't get out because it didn't have the key fob didn't have a good battery in it. So all that's rectified, and the door will be fixed this afternoon. So I don't know how much that's going to cost, but I'm sure it won't be cheap. But I've done door springs before. I don't know if anybody's done that before.
I've done them.
Yeah.
And they're dangerous.
Yeah.
So
It scares the
I
crap out
didn't even think about doing it myself. So anyway, that was fun. That was my fun yesterday. And of course, and then I got Dennis. Dennis was going to be showing up in the afternoon, and I'm trying to get to the store to get some steaks and some beer and all that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, locked out, no beer. You would
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. Didn't have steaks or beer.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So we had a good dinner last night,
Yep.
and sat around and talked and stuff. Yeah. So showed him the layout, and I'm sure he was in there shaking his head at it. But oh, Roy, yeah, that's where I could put it.
He showed me his shop where he does all of his modeling, and it's a small hobby store. You know, the stuff that he's got on the shelf. There's lots of stuff up there.
That's all the kits and stuff that I got to put together later, or all the rolling stock. And most of the rolling stock and engines I've got are all out there, and I think I've shown that on one of my updates. But I had to get it out of the train room. Say again?
Where's this at?
It's in my house. This house had a mother-in-law suite or a guest suite, right, with a bathroom and a bedroom connected to the house, in the house actually. And because I was building RC airplanes, we changed the plan on there, did away with the mother-in-law suite, took the bathroom out, added that space to our master closet, and I've got the bedroom space in there for my workshop. And I had them, instead of having the door open into the house, I had it open into the garage. So I have to go into my shop, I have to walk out into the garage and then over to the shop door and into the shop.
Okay.
But it kept all the dust because I was doing balsa wood, a lot of balsa wood stuff. I had a lot of dust and stuff out there. So to keep it out of the house as much as I could, we did it that way. And it worked real well for
nice little space.
while I was building airplanes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen your little shop.
I've done a couple of builds, live stream builds out there.
So, like when you do the sidetrack beams, are you there? Is that where you're at?
I have been before. I can run out there right quick.
No, you don't have to, but I'm just saying.
Well, I can show everybody if you're interested.
When you're doing your modeling stuff, are you in your model? When you're building models, are you in your train room or?
Usually, yeah. Actually, I started building the cattle pens and stuff. I started those upstairs, but only because I was already up there.
Oh, okay.
And there's not much to them. Let's see if I can get this thing turned around here. Camera. Front camera. Nope, back camera. Okay. Now I'll do that, and then I'll make them solo. Okay, and we'll make this real quick, but and Dennis is sitting out here. He's in the den. See, I've got to go out this way and go out the garage door into the garage. and then into the shop.
Hmm.
And it's a total mess right now.
Well, that's a nice
Mainly
room.
because, yeah, it's a nice room. I've got the center table here is because my friend Ted was coming over and helping me build some kits and stuff. And so I set this temporary table up in the middle. But this is my main building tables over here, and this is the table I used to build the airplanes on. And this one rolls around and stuff. I've got it on rollers, and I built it so I could pin the balsa wood down and that sort of thing. And I've kind of got my stuff set up over here to test engines and that sort of thing.
So
But
now-
then referring to all this stuff, which is all the kits and stuff, and all
Yeah.
my engines and all that stuff are over there, and some more kits on this side. But
Now, is your train room as big as this, or is this bigger?
it's actually a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Weird shape, and we've got other stuff in there. I guess I could.
Yeah.
Couldn't. But anyway, this is the room he was talking about.
That's cool. It's a cool little shop that you got there.
Yeah, but I just recently got all the stuff out of the garage that I had in there from when I was working and stuff. I had so many of my tools and stuff. Got rid of some stuff and things like that.
Hey, Claude.
Yes, sir.
John, Grandpa Rail says he should be going through Tulsa June 17th on his way to West Virginia.
Cool.
He can come by.
Yeah, you're definitely. Oh, what did I do? Do it backwards again. No, I got it. Okay. June 17th. Hang on a second, because that's getting close to when we leave on our trip. I think I will be here.
When is Steam Mountain or whatever that place is called?
Train Mountain.
Triennial. I think it's over. It's the weekend before Claude comes. So whatever the last Sunday is in June, it's the week before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'll be there. The day I'm going to be at Train Mountain will be the 28th. We get to Klamath Falls on the 27th, but that'll be late in the afternoon, I'm sure. And then we'll go into Train Mountain the next day. June, let's see, get the calendar pulled up here. June 17th. Yeah, we leave the next week on the trip. So I'll be here. That's a Tuesday. And I should be here. And I'll probably be home.
JD, how long are you going to West Virginia for?
So if you want to come by, let me know one Saturday before we head out, and I'll give you an email, and you can send me an email if you've got my email.
I wonder if he's going to go through on 412, or because if he's coming through Tulsa and going 412 to the east.
Well, I'm looking at the wrong month.
Before he got to.
Oh, I was looking at May. Jeez.
You might be driving like literally 2 blocks from my house.
JD, I'm on Steve's level. I had the wrong month.
Oh,
yeah, that is a Friday. Yeah, I'll be here. There's a group of guys I play golf with, and it's usually in the afternoons. But if I know you're coming, I'll let them go play without me, which I'm sure they won't mind. But yeah, just send me an email and let me know. Are you coming through? Where are you coming from and going? I know you're going out east, and if you're coming through Tulsa, you're probably coming up 44. I doubt you'd be coming 412.
Yeah, that's kind of what I don't know if he's coming from just straight west or if he's coming from north.
John, aren't you in Southern California? If that's the case, he's probably coming out I-40.
Yeah.
And then at 44 when he gets to Oklahoma City. Yeah.
I wouldn't think he'd be going through Tulsa though that way, but.
Well, yeah, because he head up from 44 goes from here up through St. Louis, Indianapolis, Dayton, Ohio, and then on east from there, Pittsburgh, and so he could get to West Virginia very easily that way. Yeah, probably 40. Well, that's Roy talking. Roy's the trucker, so he knows
Roy
all
would
the
know. Yeah, Roy would absolutely know.
Hey, Bernard, he says that Klamath Falls looks like they have a paved runway. They do. They've got a municipal airport there. I don't know about rental cars, but you can walk to Train Mountain from the airport just about. It's pretty close. It's just a little municipal airport. Where would you be coming from?
Who's that? Oh, well, Bernard. Bernard's coming from Elko. He lives in Elko, Nevada.
Okay.
I would think that'd be, well, except driving, it'd probably take a full day to drive, a long full day to drive over there.
It takes you about 3 minutes to drive, not even that, to the airport from Train Mountain. It's probably half a mile, maybe mile at the most.
Yeah, see, if I lived in Elko, I'd be over there in a day. You know, take a long drive day and be in there in one day. But not everybody wants to do that, so you know, flying would be a lot shorter for sure. Anyway, how much time we got left? Oh, we got 20 minutes left.
We got 20 minutes.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody got to see my stuff.
Yeah. So I got my little engine. I got it in the mail the other day.
Oh, cool. How's that little layout coming?
What did you get, Jerry?
That little GE 44 tonner.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
I thought Bill won it, but then I
Now,
guess.
according to my wife, she had written all that stuff down when the bids were being done, and your name was on it. So,
Okay.
in fact, yours was the only bid on it. Well, I say that was the only bid on it.
I don't know.
Look at the sheet here.
I thought it was, but I don't know.
No, yours is the only name on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want it. But Fred Wild's the only one I got to send stuff to that won something I haven't gotten hold of yet.
Well, he probably, yeah. He was away last weekend at Strasbourg, so.
Yeah, I found that out. So
Yeah.
but I have no way of getting hold of him because I don't have his email. He doesn't have it on his page.
Yeah.
And so I can't email him directly. And I did put a note on one of his videos hoping he'd see it and email me, but he hasn't done it yet. So
he'll probably catch it
yeah,
later.
one of these days he'll look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, Grandpa Relsey says thought he's going through Tulsa on I-40 East when I go. Okay, John, you go I-40 will bring you from say Albuquerque.
Oh, Fred's here.
Through Amarillo. Oh, there he is. Send me your email, man. I got a package for you. I got to get to you. But anyway, you come through. Would come through Albuquerque, Amarillo, into Oklahoma City, and then if you're going to come through Tulsa, you would take 44 northeast from Oklahoma City, Interstate 44. I-40 would continue south, but continues east, but you would be south of Tulsa if you stayed on I-40. And that would take you into Little Rock if you're going that direction. If you come 44, it'll take you through Tulsa, then up toward St. Louis. And then you can go straight east from there if you want. You'd be pretty close. Just depends on where you're going in West Virginia. If you're going southern West Virginia, you probably don't want to come up through Tulsa. But just depends on how much time you got. Yes, sir, Bernard. It's on its way, man. It should be there. Might get there today. Today or Monday, I would say. It should be there. So, yeah, Fred, send me your email. Send it to backontrackmoderators@gmail.com. All one word. And that's the one we use for the show, and I'll get it off of there, and I'll send you a funds request for your, I think you got the HO diesel loco, the little Plymouth size. I think that's what's in there. But I've got to be able to put a sticker and all that good stuff on it. I'm not going to open it up. It's all repacked, man. And
Yeah,
I
you
had
did,
to actually make
you
that
did a good
box.
job packing mine. So
Well, now see, I used this box because I got two sizes of priority mailboxes. I got the little bitty box and then the
Yeah.
medium box. Well, the medium box, $16.
it's too
This
big.
thing doesn't weigh anything, but
Yeah,
if I put it in a medium box, it's going to be $16 no matter what it weighs.
yeah, yeah,
And it wouldn't fit in a little one.
yeah.
Just barely wouldn't fit in a little one. So I thought, well, I can probably put it in this and I can do it by weight and send it that way, and it'll be cheaper than if if I put it in a medium box. So I tried to do them as if somebody had something simple. I had one that was in an envelope. Just put it in an envelope and sent because it was a lot cheaper to do it that way. But yeah, she's going to be tickled to get the money from it because she wasn't expecting anything. So
That's good.
I can't wait to take her some over there. But anyway, Fred, send me your email. So the freeways in St. Louis are worse than LA.
Really?
They can be, especially going across the bridge. Oh my God. Be ready for your turns. Get on your map and look at it ahead of time, because if you don't, you'll take the wrong bridge and you'll be in the wrong spot. And those bridges they need to tear them down and rebuild them. I've never been across it. I've been across it 4 times in the last 10 years, and they've never been good when I've gone across them. They got potholes in them.
Really?
They'll swallow you. Yeah. Our plane trailer tire hit one time, and we almost lost the trailer because of it. I mean, it was a pothole, great big pothole, very deep.
Really?
Luckily, didn't hit it with a truck, but the trailer caught it.
Surprised it hasn't nobody's fell through.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't fixed those things, but they've been bad for every time I've been over them.
Bill says he's using the towels you packed away as he's working on his railroad with him.
Yeah. What else are we talking about on here?
So anyone that didn't go to this meet and greet, I went on Sunday. That was fun. I had a good time. Met some people that I haven't never met before. Dave Thurber, his wife, Florida Foothills.
Yeah. I watched Sparky's.
Chasco, a lot of people.
Yeah, I watched Sparky's deal on there. I wish everybody would have said who they were on there.
Yeah, some
Sparky
people
would have said who it was, because some of those guys I don't recognize. So I may recognize the name, but I won't recognize the face because I haven't seen them before. So
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it was neat watching that.
What'd you say, Dennis?
Where was that at?
Strasburg Railroad.
Okay.
Yeah, they were at Strasburg last weekend, I guess.
Yeah, from
Something like
Friday to Sunday. I went on Sunday. Me and John 2618. I don't know if you guys know him.
Yeah, that's our favorite pilot.
Yeah. John had flew up for work, and we hung out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, we had a really good time.
Oh, Roy said they got a new bridge. The new I-70 bridge is all new concrete, super smooth. The 55 bridge is the one I'm talking about, I think. And just beat you to death going across that thing. But yeah, St. Louis is no fun to drive through. None of the big cities are fun to drive through. Dallas and Houston are like that. Tulsa's not too terribly bad, even though we've got kind of a loop turnpike that goes around town now. So that's really nice. You don't have to go down 44 at rush hour. But yeah, hate traffic. So what else are we talking about, guys? Anybody doing anything on their layouts that we need to know about?
Yeah. Anybody want to be a guest and show us?
Yeah, there you go. Somebody come on the show and we'll and you can show us your layout and stuff.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat.
Yeah, I need to do an update on mine. I told Dennis, I said, I need to do an update, but I have to clean it up before I can do an update because it's got so much stuff sitting on top of it right now. You couldn't
It looks
see it.
like anybody else's model railroad.
Oh yeah, I understand that, but I mean, you can't show anybody anything when not all they see is scenery containers and cardboard boxes and everything else sitting on them.
Yeah.
That's
But,
just in one location, right? The rest of it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's just where I'm working is really messy. But a note, and I told Dennis this. Some of you may know that I use the magic water for my rivers and ponds and stuff, and I really like the stuff. It doesn't yellow, it doesn't shrink, any of that kind of thing. But the guy that was having it manufactured or actually manufactured it, I found out passed away in November, and they're not making it anymore. So if you find it, it's going to be at a hobby shop that still has it. And I bought all
Who makes it?
Unreal Scenery Inc., something like that. And I tried to get some from his website because it still showed it on his website. And I, ran it through PayPal, made the payment and everything, and I got a refund through PayPal with a note saying he had passed away and they weren't making it anymore. So any of it that you find is going to be already in a hobby shop. And I needed one more batch of it, and I found it. Luckily, found a hobby shop that had 2 batches.
You would think somebody would continue making it.
You would think, but then again, if you're not set up to do that or have the capital to get set up to do it, because it's a 2-part resin kind of thing, so I'm sure it's not just snappy to make. But somebody'd have to have the capital to do that or take it over. And in this economic climate, who wants to try and do something like that?
Magic water, huh?
Yeah, magic water. I love the stuff. It works really well. The only thing you have to do is you have to mix it really, really good. But you do that, it stays crystal clear. You can add tint to it, all that stuff. You'll see it on the next update I do. I've got a part of the lake that I put on the layout, and it came out really good. So, but I used it on my waterfalls and stuff like that also.
That look good.
Oh,
I miss Bill's update on the show. I like seeing the pre-update.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to do one. Maybe after Dennis leaves, I'll do one or something.
I was planning on doing an update until everything messed up, and then I kind of didn't feel like doing one.
Does $42 sound about right for that stuff?
For the magic water,
Yeah.
normally runs 35 rough there. Now 42 would be about right with shipping.
I'm just looking online.
But if somebody knows it's not available anymore, they may up the price.
Right.
How many ounces is that?
The main kit is 18 ounces. With the 2 bottles, there's 18 ounces there. And I think if I remember right, that'll do 2 square feet, 1/8 of an inch deep. So they kind of calculate it that way. They also at one time offered a 96 ounce container, which is basically a little over a gallon, or right at a gallon. But I couldn't find anybody who had that much, and I didn't need that much. Now I'm almost done with what I was doing, but I wanted one more container because I have a couple of small projects I want to do.
I wonder if anybody's ever done any comparisons to all the different waters out there like that. Woodland Scenics, this, and John Schuylkill River, he found something that was really inexpensive compared to everybody else's. I wonder if anybody's ever done a side-by-side to see which is better or just as comparable.
There was a review on the guy that was making the stuff. On his site, there was a review that I happened to read, and it was a guy that had used something else. It was a 2-part resin material, but he had done some 5 years earlier, and it yellowed on him. He said it started looking like diluted coffee or something like that. It had turned that dark on him. And he had had done a small thing with the magic water, and it was a year and a half old and was still as clear as the day he poured it.
Yeah,
So,
but 5 years is different than 1 year. So.
Yeah, well, and the other stuff had shrunk on him too.
Yeah.
This one hasn't shrunk, and I've used it I used it on my waterfall and on my small creek in the back side of the mountain. This is the first time I've done a deep pour with it. And of course, you can only pour about a half an inch at a time, and then you need to let it cure before you pour the next layer on it. But I've got 3 layers on that, and you can't tell it's 3 layers. You can't see the difference in layers.
So is it just an epoxy or what is it?
Yeah, it's similar to what you would do with a 2-part resin. You know, it's got a hardener, a bottle of hardener, and then your main bottle stuff, but it's crystal clear. In fact, the last 2 batches I had, the resin had started to yellow in the bottle, and I was concerned that it was going to cause a problem with the material. And the last 2 pours I did the full bottle, and I pour it in and mix it up, and it was crystal clear. So, and you don't have to worry about the bubbles. The bubbles come up, and you can just blow across the top of it, and it'll dissipate the bubbles. Any of them that are hard to pop, you pop with a toothpick or something like that. And it's a 24-hour cure, 24-hour plus cure, depending on temperature and all that. So you've got plenty of time for the bubbles to come up. And then that was only on the first layer I poured. The second 2 layers, because it was on top of the other layer, it didn't have anything creating bubbles underneath it. So the bubbles that did come up on those 2 pours were right after I poured it. They came up, small bubbles came up, just take and blow across the top, and the carbon dioxide in your breath pops the bubbles.
So does it get hot?
No.
The 2 together, do they get hot?
No.
Okay.
Not like a lot of epoxies do.
Some epoxies
have
hot.
a chemical reaction that get hot.
Yeah, they have a chemical reaction.
It doesn't get hot. But it's a slow cure. It's not a fast cure like a 20-minute epoxy.
Right. Yeah, it takes days or whatever.
It takes a full 24 hours for it to really cure good, where you can, not have fingerprints in it and stuff like that. But I could take and set something on it now and leave it there for a day or 2, come in and take it off, and it won't leave a can ring or a marker where I had that sitting.
Right.
Which is nice. So once you get debris on it, you're doing scenery after you do your pour, you just come in with your vacuum and just vacuum it right off. And you don't have to worry about your vacuum messing up the surface of the water. It was a really good product. I hate to see that it's not going to be around anymore. But there may be a few, if you're looking for something like that, there may be a few places out there.
Yeah, some hobby shops might have them. I looked around, I saw from some hobby shops.
I don't remember the name of the place that I got the last batch, but they showed 2 in stock, and I bought 1 of them. But I don't know how well it was known in the hobby.
Yeah.
It may not have been a widespread used product, but it's.
Yeah, like I said, there's so many different ones, and they're like all different costs, like the wooden sink stuff is expensive.
Yeah, all the wooden sink stuff's
fairly expensive. Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes you're just paying for the name.
Yeah,
at that point. Yeah.
But this stuff it did everything it said it would do. Not shrink, not discolor, none of that stuff. So, and I've had it on the layout. The first part of it I've had on the layout for 2 years plus now, and it's not changed a bit. So it's really good stuff. Anyway,
see you, Stephen.
I just thought I'd let everybody know, if you were looking for that stuff, you better find it now, because it's not going to be around much longer. Yeah. When it's all sold out, it may never come back. Don't know. Somebody might pick it up. Anyway, we are at our hour, so we're going to sign off. But good to see everybody.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Fred, make sure you email me. And
everybody have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Stay safe.
Some hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah. Dennis.
Bye. See you guys.
Steve, take care of your hand, Steve.
See ya,
It's
buddy.
it's feeling better now.
Tell Sheila she didn't have to make you clean too much. Tell her I said it was okay.
Oh, we will. It's
We
an
know you-
excuse to clean.
Well, you got pets in the house, and we got pets in the house, and you ask Dennis, the house isn't clean.
The house is clean.
But my wife wasn't here either, so I didn't have to clean it.
Compared to my
Otherwise,
house.
she'd had me vacuuming the floors and mopping and everything else.
Oh man, yeah.
But anyway, everybody have a good week, and we'll see you next weekend.
Let's talk to you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.